And it's day 2 of the brand new week. Let's just say we're loving it so far. And so far, so good in your neighborhood. Plenty of time to still get that thing you've been chasing for this new week. Good morning and welcome. It's another 3-hour episode of Wake Up Nigeria. And as we kick off, we want to thank you for getting up early enough to join us. It means everything to us. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. Please take note, we're streaming live on tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Those comments that you send in, they warm our hearts every morning. Use them on social media. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And of course, our mobile app is becoming all the rage right now. You need to download it as soon as you can. Go to Android or iOS Play stores. Please download this app so that you can reach us from literally anywhere. We have a bumper package prepared for you on a Tuesday like this. We're going to be starting off with singer and songwriter Miles giving us our first performance for this morning. Now, last week we had a discussion on cervical cancer. We're moving on to ovarian cancer. Now, it's all about the awareness. And we have Dr. Ephraim Ohazurike, who will be talking about the early signs, detection, and of course, treatment of ovarian cancer. Then we move on to the entertainment news, where we bring you all the updates from celebrities at both home and abroad. Of course, on a Tuesday like this, we have a DIY segment. The ladies will be interested in this one. Adenike Iwashokun of Le Chic Salon will be giving us loads of tips on how to style your dreads. Of course, a new school term is right here. In fact, if they haven't resumed school, they'll be resuming next week. That's our focus of our parenting discussion this morning with media consultant and mom blogger, Jane Ogoye. Now, we'll be talking about how parents can partner with their child's teachers for success. And yet another musical act will be coming your way a little later. Music minister and xylophonist. I've never said that before, xylophonist. Ronke Aluko will be here in the building. Then lastly, we have Nollywood actor and model James Jivuma.
What is it?
I have a cat.
Really?
All right. So it seems like it's just me and you, Mike, for now.
There are 4 more people.
Yeah, well, hey.
Look well, you see
I
them.
should look, Abby. Maybe they're there right there. Nah,
Just
they're not.
look well.
They're not there.
Just look well. See with the eyes of the spirit.
Well, you know, it's interesting that we do quite a lot to make sure we're ready for the show every single day, but sometimes things just happen, you know?
If you see with the eyes of the spirit, nothing will happen.
Okay, I hear you.
You see clearly, you'll know
So what's
that we're like 6 here.
Wow.
So it's those that can see, those that can see well, you see the remaining.
What you're talking about, please.
You see the remaining.
But what are your plans for this week, Mike?
My plans for this
Money
week.
making wise. Eh?
Does everybody have to make money every week?
Eh.
Do you have to?
Well, you have to try.
I don't know. There's so much emphasis on making money, on getting the bag, on the hustle. So much. Like, isn't there more to life than just making money?
Well, making the money isn't really what life is about. How you properly distribute what you have is what it's about. Now, a lot of people don't know how to distribute what they have very well, so they always look for more. So, for instance, there are some people that have probably been living on a 100K salary for both partners, you know, and they've been surviving. But as soon as one partner now earns a lot more, then you now discover, wait, you know, I think we need more, you know?
The problem is that when we make more money, expenses always rise to meet income.
Okay.
That's why. And it happens a lot. You find that you earn more, but you are broke more or you need more. Because
that song, More Money, More Problems. I reject
okay,
it.
so you're earning 100K and you feel like it's okay to stay in a mini flat. But then your salary pushes up to 200K. I think a 3-bedroom should be okay for me. Morning breakfast, I'll do it beef. But now I think turkey, chicken, and sausage will make a better combination. So, expenses rise to meet income. I mean, you have a normal flat screen TV, but you make more money. I think I should get a curved 4K HD screen TV. That's what happens.
If you say so. But I think generally, in general terms, things just get more and more expensive year after year, and people are just driven to earn more. So even if you're earning the same amount of money 3 years in a row, what you could have bought with 100K 3 years ago, you can't buy it anymore.
Very true.
So that's another problem. So
Very true.
I think
you have to learn to, whichever way, there are things that you can't control, right? There are very big money makers who can definitely maybe control the rate of inflation, but with your own, you might not necessarily control it. But you could learn to, they call it austerity measures. Take some of them.
Mike,
you
I
learn
don't
how
know,
to
because when
live within your means. That's just what I'm saying.
I get
Live
that.
within your means.
But,
Don't let
so
social media.
When you talk about responsibilities joining now, for instance, once kids enter the picture, and maybe the tea is finished in the house, and then, Mommy, I want tea. Man, Mommy, I want tea, and you're looking at the can of tea, and you're looking at, so you have to really just put out the fact that there's so many different reasons why people need to make money. It's not always greed.
There are.
So I go back
greed.
again.
Yeah, no,
what
it's
are you
always
planning
great.
to do to make money?
No, I'll keep it to me. But my point, I'm just trying to say that, look, man, sometimes you'd have to learn to just live within your means. Don't let that pressure get to you, man. Because last, man, nobody said you. Nobody said you. Just do what you have to do. Don't let that pressure get to you.
All right.
Be cool at it.
So we're having Tuesday motivation now.
Just live within your means.
Don't mind Michael, please make a plan to make some money this week, please. Make a plan.
Yeah, I do. Make a plan. And all of that.
Mike, you're taking the news, yeah?
All right. Let's take a look at the news now. 640 Nigerians living in South Africa are willing to come back to the country as the federal government is set to start evacuating nationals on Wednesday. The chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, disclosed the figure after her appearance at the Senate. She told senators that 2 planes will be used in flying those who will be brought back. The decision to evacuate them is due to xenophobic attacks on foreign nationals in South Africa, which began about a week ago and continued into Sunday night. President Muhammadu Buhari has received a report from the special envoy he sent to South Africa last week to meet with his counterpart Cyril Ramaphosa over the xenophobic attacks. Ambassador Ahmed Abubakar's report states that President Ramaphosa agrees that the violence is disconcerting and embarrassing, adding that his government completely rejects such acts, which undermine not only the country's image, but also its relations with brotherly African countries. The South African leader also reaffirms his stance against criminality and a commitment to do everything possible to protect the rights of every Nigerian and other foreign nationals in the country. The special envoy also interfaced with his South African counterpart, where they agreed to work together to end the recurring attacks on Nigerians and their properties. President Buhari has taken note of the report and instructed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to continue to engage with appropriate authorities on concrete measures the South African government is expected to take. He also ordered the immediate evacuation of all Nigerians who are willing to return home. The Department of State Services has raised the alarm over plans to undermine national security, peace and unity in the country. Public Relations Officer of the agency, Peter Afunaya, says those behind the threat are determined to exploit political differences and other occurrences to destabilize the nation. According to him, they hope to also initiate narratives to deepen their subversive objectives so as to achieve preferred illegal outcomes. The aim, he says, is to set the country on fire and inflame passions across ethnic and religious divides with expected violent consequences. He warns the unpatriotic and misguided persons to desist from their unholy acts as the full weight of the law will be brought against them. And Nigerian youths are calling for a functional educational system. They made a call at the maiden edition of Global Youth Walk put together by UNICEF to create a platform for young people to discuss and proffer solutions to crucial issues affecting them. Helen Osamede Akin reports.
Was declared International Literacy Day by UNESCO on 26th of October 1966 at the 14th session of UNESCO's General Conference. The day is marked to highlight the importance of literacy to individuals, community and societies. According to UNICEF, Nigeria's youth size is one of the largest in the world. Out of its 200 million population, more than 64 million persons are young people. Despite their numbers, too many Nigerian children and young people are being left behind by those in authority, especially when it comes to education. At this gathering, the youth wants the country leaders to be more committed to ensuring a functional educational system for its citizens.
Looking at the way education is being deployed, you see classrooms so packed, so full. You don't even have qualified teachers.
I want to see a Nigeria where every person with disability goes to school.
Speakers at the event believe that as much as the youth desire a better Nigeria, they must play their roles to ensure that their dreams are not cut short.
The ideas proffered here today would really be in vain if they remain in the confine that we are all gathered in. We are really hoping that this engagement will begin to ignite the passion and the drive that is in you.
Youths must begin to love their country, even if the country is unlovable. That is the way we can eventually get the kind of country we want.
I am proud to be a Nigerian and also an African.
The conversation at this gathering is also focused on allowing young people to reflect and to celebrate the progress made by them to create the Nigeria they want. Helen Osamede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has directed commissioners of police in all states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, to put in place concrete measures to avert any planned procession by the Islamic movement in Nigeria. In a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, the police warns that any procession by the group amounts to terrorism and could cause disruption to public peace, order and security. It further states, and I quote, "The force notes that in line with the Terrorism Prevention Proscription Order Notice 2019 of 26 July 2019, the activities of the Islamic movement in Nigeria have been proscribed. Consequently, all gathering or procession by the group remains ultimately illegal and will be treated as a gathering in the advancement of terrorism." End quote. The IGP wants the public to provide the force with useful information relating to the activities of proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria. And that's it on the news update for this hour. We'll take a recess now and we'll come back. But then let's look at the weather.
We have quite a few headlines standing by here. The Punch has this one. It says, Buhari receives envoy to South Africa, orders evacuation of 640 Nigerians. Air Peace designates 2 planes for the operation. Nigerians shouldn't be second-class citizens anywhere, says the presidency. Interesting turn of events, honestly. I didn't see it coming that soon, but it's here. It says, right at the top here, Jonathan accused me of being Buhari boy, says Adoke. It says, border closure has reduced petrol smuggling, says NNPC. Trade uncertainty rising in Nigeria, say the IMF. Obaseki asks aides to ignore Oshomole. I didn't demand 10 million naira from Fatoyinbo, says Busola Dakolo. Some people plotting to set Nigeria on fire, said the DSS. Right at the bottom, Will Falana's magic wand free Shore from DSS grip. I paid only 8.9 billion naira day before handover, says ex-Bauchi governor. And finally, driver rescuing accident victim killed while fleeing from mob. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
And I will take headlines from The Nation. We have something here just above the flag of the paper to the top left corner there, Ashimolowo to testify against Koza Pastor, and DSS alleges plan to destabilize Nigeria. And Senator Tinubu El-Rufai, Wayne Carlo loses Everton to bring Iwobi back to form. 6 feared killed in Lagos Cold War, and chaos as British Airways cancels flight. And here we see Buhari to South Africa, stop attacks on Nigerians. The rider there says air peace to bring back 320 tomorrow. And Shiites there, IGP and Adamu on planned procession. The government should contemplate attacking us. Police, IMN remains proscribed. And then just beneath the flag there of the paper, we can see Shell loses 202 million naira daily to vandals and oil thieves. All of this on the front cover of The Nation.
We have the Vanguard newspaper here, and it says here, South Africans plan ambush for returning Nigerians. And there's an SMS message here in a picture. It says one of the text messages going around Nigerians in South Africa. It says, hello, everyone. Just wanted to pass the message for all of us to be careful tomorrow. Being briefed by a friend that tomorrow is going to be terrible in Durban. It also says here, what happened in Johannesburg was just a joke. Thanks for your understanding. Be warned. Wow. That's a scary thought.
Better safe than sorry. That's what I would say.
It says also here, Buhari orders immediate evacuation of Nigerians, receives report from Special Envoy, 640 Nigerians eager to return, says Dabiri Erewa. NLC blames federal government. It also says criminals behind attacks. Government has planned to end attacks, South Africa's defense police ministers say. 1.3 million teachers face sack as new session begins. And on Naira Watch, Naira depreciates to 362.18 Naira to the dollar in the INE window. Makinde Ajimobi trade words over revocation of 26,000 hectare land. And finally, Koza court summons Ashimolowo asks for Fatoyinbo to appear within 14 days. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Okay, can we take more? One more? All right, let's look at the Daily Sun. And we see here, Buhari, Nigerians must be brought home now as Special Envoy returns from South Africa and pledges to assist in dealing with citizens engaged in crime. 640 ready to return, says NIDCOM. And the picture that we can see there, students of St. Kizito's Catholic Primary School, Iju Road, Agege, Lagos, on the assembly ground as schools resumed the new academic session yesterday, back to school. And yeah, that's it there. Beside that, you can see Carlos, still owner of FIB Group in Gambia, legal advisor. And well, yeah, rape. Busola drags Koza Pastor to court. KICC cleric Ashimolowo compelled to appear. All of this on the front page of the Daily Sun.
Okay, and that's all we can take on the headlines in the papers this morning.
All right, so we'll take a break now. Don't go nowhere. We will be back with the traffic situation in Lagos.
Welcome back. Now it's time for us to take the traffic update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Please note that you can always be part of this segment, please send in your messages on Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Just let us know what exactly is happening in your neighborhood. What's the traffic situation right there? As long as you're not behind the wheel, you can always send us a traffic selfie, and make sure you use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Okay, so I have the route from Bega all the way to Marina. That's what I'm looking at right now. It says here that it's not going to take you that long to get to Marina if you pass through Western Avenue and take the Eco Bridge route. It says it'll take you about 54 minutes if you take that particular route. But if you take Third Mainland, you have about an hour, 10 minutes ahead of you. The traffic isn't as bad as it was yesterday, thankfully, but the major trouble spots are after Idioro, Jibowu, Alaka Stadium, Ikpori area stadium, and then on the bridge, it's really quite free all the way to Marina. So if that's your destination today, hey, you shouldn't be too long on the road if you leave right now. All right, so I have some other areas in mind as well, but I'm wondering if the gentlemen in the kitchen have any updates from social media.
Just a few. I've got some tweets here on Traffic Chief. Akowonjo inward Dokpemo underbridge to Abeokuta Express Road to cement Mangoro is busy right now. Not too bad because there are last mile officials there. And then also Ikeja along inwards Ikeja inside to Maryland. It's not bad for a Tuesday morning, but it's busy. So, of course, while you're going in that direction, there's a little bit of rains this morning as well. Not too bad. So across that axis, it's not good to go, but not bad at all. Earlier on, that was about maybe 6 a.m., there seems to have been a breakdown of a truck around Shomolu area, but it's been moved now, so that's fine. So I think those are the tweets that I have, and I'm going to check for more tweets in a few minutes. I don't know if Mike has any.
Did you check, did you mention this one, Ilizik towards Ikeja along?
Say it again.
Traffic reports, usual suspect Ilizik towards Ikeja along is so very free.
Okay.
By this time? Well, this came in about 4 minutes ago, so I'm looking at about maybe 6:30. That's exactly when this was tweeted. But then traffic report Ikeja along inwards Ikeja inside to Maryland is free. Kudos to the follow last mile officer at National Bus Stop. This is Agidi traffic quoted at Camoin.
So it looks like this the last mile. The early start of the last mile guys is helping
yes.
the traffic.
That's when we probably need them the most, especially seeing that it was, I don't know, it drizzled quite early this morning. So sometime in the morning, about 4 a.m. Some few minutes before 4, it was drizzling. So I don't know if it rained heavily in some areas. I'm talking about...
No. On the island, it rained quite heavily.
It rained quite heavily.
On the Lekki Expressway, between Chevron and Lekki Phase 1, heavy rains.
Heavy rains.
So that caused a little bit of traffic. Of course, cars were driving very slowly. Everybody had their pointers on, so it was a bit confusing.
It was a bit confusing.
Earlier. But yeah, it should have stopped by now. So hopefully that water will flow out.
Will flow out and all of that. Actually, I wish we can get traffic officials to probably maybe wear raincoats or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I think that during the rain is when we really need traffic to be directed the most.
Exactly.
Because, that's when everybody just wants to get past that particular junction because, hey, it's raining, I just want to get back in time, and it can really be a mess. A mess of things can be made. If it's possible, just to maybe, I don't know, I know maybe there might be some people that love the rain that probably want to go out, and so.
All right, then. Thank you so much, guys. I was actually trying to, figure out this alternative route that is being advised here on my phone. If you're coming from Lasu area of Lagos, heading towards Orile, it should take you about an hour, 6 minutes, but only if you avoid the Lagos-Badagry Expressway until you get to that underbridge, that trade fair underbridge. I can't remember the name of that bus stop right now. I've been searching for it, but I know that there's some alternative route that people seem to be taking now, and it is so free and plain sailing. And if you do know the route, maybe you should take it. The only other trouble spot is at the Mile 2 Bridge, and then you are at Orile in an hour and 6 minutes. All right, then hopefully we've been able to give you some advice on what's happening on the roads. I'm going to be joining the guys in the kitchen in just a bit.
All right. So the traffic updates, it's not so bad. You know, I was thinking that the rains were going to come fast and furious throughout this month of September, but it looks like it's been a bit chill.
Chill, right?
So hopefully...
Yeah. But the weather has been really very, very, and it has gotten to me at different points in time. The weather is just, this kind of confusing. We don't know. The weather should just...
Make up its mind.
Make up its mind. Like, oh God, just stay one place,
but we haven't seen flooding in Lagos as was expected, and as was seen in other states. A number of states have had some flooding.
So warnings were given that this year, 2019, we're going to be susceptible in Lagos here to much more floods than in previous years. And so care should be taken. I feel like everybody individually, what you can do is ensure that your drainage is cleared. That's the most you can do by yourself, ensure that you have a clear drainage. I think it was yesterday or something, because of the rains. I had some trash outside the house, and like it was blown over. So it was blown over. I'm not yet cleared, but it was blown over, and it was just littered around and all of that. And because of the heavy rains and all of that.
And imagine if that made its way to the drains and everybody else did that.
I'm telling you. And then just by the rains, I don't know, Lagos has some kind of some rodents. Some rodents in Lagos. I'm serious. So growing up in school, we used to have this, there was this hostel, that was a Uniport, Nelson Mandela Hostel. I don't know how it is now, but then Nelson Mandela Hostel used to be very notorious. So there's some rats, maybe I say rodents, some people might not understand it, like you guys. Rats, some rats that had matric number.
Wow.
Some students knew them. They say, say John, don't you come, John, don't you come. So you could recognize them, like these guys. This guy is a legal resident of the hostel. Wow.
It's true that sometimes you see a rat and it's old.
Yeah.
It's
been through life.
You've seen this one before. Say, John, of you. Are you looking at it? They're not so scared.
Yeah.
So if you do ha,
they don't move too fast.
They can do ha back. So if you do ha, they can do ha back. So we used to have these rodents, and of course, it was, how hostels used to be then. I don't know how it is now. Even though we had I've seen recently some pictures of even private institutions that have terrible living conditions, very terrible. I think that something should be done about them. But then the hostels used to be very, very, so students would, and I don't know, students have this, you can almost take anything, the immune system of students.
Everybody, it's just accept it. Even at the camps, I mean, they're not nice. Those living conditions are pretty bad.
Sadly, there are some people that actually fall very terribly ill, and nobody ever hears about it. The parents and families just cover it up. Oh, their child was really ill, until, God forbid, something really bad happens.
Private institutions or
both
public
private
and
public. And it's scary. As I try to think about, where these institutions will be in the next 5-10 years. They can't stand that much pressure. First of all, the students are too many for the hostels. There's just not enough space. It's overcrowded. It's a health hazard. Those rats you're talking about, they're carriers of all sorts of things. As in, probably carry HIV at this point. I'm just kidding.
They can carry something deeper. That's not kidding. I feel that the immune system of the African man is overworking. Because you said these rodents are actually carriers of serious diseases that are airborne. Airborne. They carry airborne disease.
I remember when I was in Unilag, I didn't stay in the hostels. One of my uncles was a professor, so I stayed in this BQ, but which was inside.
Big boy. big boy.
So but sometimes I would sleep over in the hostel, maybe spend a few days, especially during the exams when you're group studying,
want to be with your friends
and all of that. And for the living conditions are not good in Nigerian hostels in the schools. They're not good at all. The toilets, the drainages, it's really bad. Like you see people fetching water for miles just to go and take a bath before you go to class in the morning.
I don't know if it's supposed. I came to see a friend I think it was in Joko, as I traveled from Port Harcourt to Lagos. My friend was there, and I stayed like 2-3 days, and it was like you're right. So generally, and especially when it's an upstairs or it's a story building, it's even harder to keep clean. I don't know why. But I found out that hostels that are story buildings are harder to maintain or harder to clean or are dirtier than just flat bungalows and all of that.
So is it that there are no... Is it that there's no allocation, budget allocation for cleaning companies to come in and sort these things?
There is.
Because
companies.
Yes, because I know. No, I get it. No, I get your point. I get your point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every day because, of course, part of the learning is students cleaning up after themselves. So they're trying to say that if a hostel is dirty, it's because the students are dirty, right? But there are some things that at least maybe once a month come in.
I don't think students should be cleaning hostels.
Yeah.
Well,
I think if you can keep your own room and the front of your room clean, that should be. I mean, you're there to study, so
suffice.
Really, and that's why you also have the non-academic staff.
That's exactly what they are.
That they're not getting paid.
The NASU staff and all of that. Those guys, that's their job. The cleaning, the electrical work, and all of that. So sometimes these guys are understaffed. Other times it's just lack of resources. Wow. You see people complaining about little things as little as soap or bleach, brooms, things like that. Ridiculous.
And generally, I think it's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. I mean, a few times when I've gone to some barracks, army and police barracks, and I've seen how the places are and all of that.
Very clean.
I feel like, not the clean ones. Like, I feel like generally we should learn, it's a culture thing. As, if people are to do things, or if there's been an allocation, we should use it for what it's meant to be.
Right. Hopefully someone is listening out there, and hopefully things are going to get better. We have to take a quick break.
And of course, there's going to be a performance after this.
All right, I've got Miles in the house. Miles is an Afropop artist who has been doing music since 2012. Yeah, of course, and was signed in 2015. Way before them, but professionally, 2012, right? What I perform? Your first single. What song are you performing today? TT.
Yeah, TT.
What's
means fast.
Okay, take it, fast. Oh, sure. Okay, all right. So, what's the song about?
It's about you telling a girl to give you love quick. Don't waste time.
We don't want to waste time.
I'm ready for you and all that.
Let's feel the performance without wasting time. Take it away, Miles. All right.
I want to see you move like Jagga. Move like Jagga. Pass me a love, baby, odaku.
And we're back. And of course, we're committed to bringing you the morning that you deserve.
Yes. Despite the rains, despite whatever happens, despite the heavy traffic, we'll make sure that we are here early for you.
Yes, indeed.
And we're about to kickstart that second hour of Wake Up Nigeria. That first hour went by really quickly.
Yes, it did. Now, we hope you got to be part of the first 1 hour. We took off officially at 6 a.m. If you need to tune in tomorrow, just make sure it's 6 a.m. Yes, indeed. We have still so much more to serve you with.
Yes,
so
indeed. And it gets even better. Good morning to you. My name is Yomi Owogbe.
And I'm Titilayo. So please, if you need to leave the house, stream with us. Take us with you. tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
And of course, if you want to drop a comment, I haven't seen, well, I think I saw 1 or 2 comments about your hair yesterday.
Really?
But
are you serious? I didn't see those.
1 more comments. What do you guys think?
What? I feel like I look like a turnip today, or like
like a turnip,
like a brown potato.
So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I'm just saying.
Maybe we'll repost whatever you said, or just retweet or something, or respond to you. But yeah, use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
I know that there are, there's so much that's happening online, but we have an app for you if you need to see us immediately. Just download this app, please, from Android or iOS stores. You can watch us literally with a click. Just
click.
Yeah, just
tap it and watch us
live
anytime. Now, of course, the kitchen is going to be coming alive very shortly with activities, but not a problem. As usual, we're going to come up with something very special for you today. There's lots of rains on the Lekki Express. It's causing a little bit of traffic. But hopefully it will ease off as the rain stop and the water dissipates or whatever.
Eventually. But let's tell everyone what's happening on the show so they can look forward to it. We have consultant obstetrician Dr. Ephraim Ohazurike. Now, the doctor will be talking about ovarian cancer very, very shortly. We need to highlight its early symptoms, detection, and treatment.
Then, of course, it's on to entertainment, where, as always, we're going to be bringing you updates.
There's always so much happening in entertainment these days.
Yeah.
Always so much happening. After that, we have Adenike Iwashokun of Le Chic Salon. We have DIY today with her showing us some tricks to styling dreadlocks.
Our parenting this morning will be focusing on how parents can partner with their child's teacher. It's back to school season.
Yes, sir.
For success. And media consultant and mom blogger Jane Ogoye will be here with us to talk to us.
Then even still more when it comes to music, we have gospel minister and xylophonist Runke Aluko.
And then lastly, we're going to be joined by actor and model James Jibunma.
She don't make you.
All right.
Well, glad you can join us, Mary.
Yes, welcome.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
When they said they're just arriving Mary's house, I was like, what?
As at that time, you know, I actually, you know, I made a call this morning as well. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
But I hope, thankfully.
I think it's one of those days because even the producer had car issues. There was lots of rain on the Lekki Express. Mike wasn't feeling so great. Like,
Mike.
But we still have the show. Like,
the show goes on.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
But there's so much happening, but there's not as much time as we would like to talk about it, though. But I did want to mention this whole back to school saga one more time.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll take that in later conversation.
Yeah, maybe the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah,
I think that would be.
Yeah.
In line with cancer and the necessity for its awareness, we have here Dr. Ephraim Ohazurike, who has joined us this morning to talk about ovarian cancer, its early signs, detection and treatment. He is a consultant obstetrician and a gynecologist. It's great to have you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so let's get straight to it. Ovarian cancer. What's the, how do I put it now? What's the rate or how much of people are affected with ovarian cancer in the country now?
Well, the main thing right now is that we're seeing a lot more of ovarian cancer. And the frightening thing is that we're seeing it in younger people.
In younger people?
Yes. Yesterday I was in theater and I had to do a surgery for a 25-year-old girl.
25?
Wow, the burden of cancer this lady was carrying, I said yesterday, something that for me, I term as something that is too much for a 25-year-old to carry. We're seeing it in younger people, and I think we need to put information out.
What's the youngest age you've ever had with anybody with such a cancer?
2 years.
What?
2 years.
Wow. Okay, so that means the prevalence rate is quite high.
It's quite high. Commoner among the older people. All right, in their 50s and 60s, postmenopausal women.
Okay.
Who are beginning to see the disease of postmenopausal women in premenopausal women.
Wow. Yes. All right, so now, early signs, how can we detect it early?
Well, they said ovarian cancer is a silent killer. In other words, the signs and symptoms are not, they are there, but they are very non-specific. Okay. Non-specific in the sense that you don't think you have it. Most times, people go to the hospital several times for things like indigestion, for bloating, for loss of appetite. These are non-specific signs. True. Yes, they are there. There are signs of ovarian cancer, but there are also signs of symptoms of other diseases.
True.
Yes, so there is non-specific. And in an environment where we have a lot of poverty, the fund is not there. If you go abroad and you say you have bloatedness, they will run all the gamut.
Tests, yeah.
All the tests. But here, we say common things occur commonly. So you feel you have indigestion, you go and take maybe an antacid.
Okay.
All right? You don't get well, you go move
try
to
something else.
throw something else and not the rest of it. Before you know it, the cancer is everywhere.
Wow. All right, so what is the best way? Do you have to specifically check for ovarian cancer? How can it be detected?
Yes, unlike
Specific kind of test.
Unlike cervical cancer where screening has worked.
Okay.
I'm sure Dr. Lighton was here last week, talked about cervical cancer. Screening has worked for cervical cancer. And globally now, people are talking about eradicating it over in the next 20, 50 years.
Okay.
But for cervical cancer, for ovarian cancer, we don't have a screening test yet.
In the country, or is it a world?
Globally, all over the world. However, for some people who are more predisposed, like people who have genetic, familial tendencies, right? Those ones, they say, maybe once in a year, go for transvaginal scan, pelvic examination. But even at that, it's still not the best of screening tests.
All right, and then are there any treatment? What can be done? Can it be treated? Can it be cured?
Yes,
what can happen?
well, treating ovarian cancer, just like any other cancer, is a function of when you picked it up. Unfortunately, most of the people will say, come very late, when the thing has metastasized and all you're just trying to do is probably some palliative care here and there.
Okay, let me just cut you there. We'll come back. We stopped at people coming very late for care, all right? We'll just take a short break now. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back to continue this discussion. Welcome back. We still have Dr. Ephraim Ohazurike in the house, and we're talking about ovarian cancer, where we stopped at detection about people who come in and by that time it's already too late.
Yes.
That's where you were at, okay? So we're talking about treatment, if it can be treated.
So for those, most times, palliative care, that's what they get. But for those who present early, all right, yes, surgery. After taking out the tumor, sometimes, surgery, and at that surgery, what you do is you stage the disease.
Stage, what do you mean by staging it?
Staging is actually, when you're staging, you're trying to check how far this disease has gone.
Okay.
All right, so that's what determines what treatment you give eventually.
How many stages do we have?
4 stages.
4 stages.
Yes.
Can you just enumerate very fast?
Yes, so first stage just means that this disease is limited to that ovary.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Second stage means that it's gone to other structures in the pelvis, like the uterus and so on. All right. Then the third stage is it's gone into the abdomen, into the upper part of the abdomen. Right. And then the fourth stage is distant metastasis, like to the lungs, and so on,
And what is the final, what's the worst case scenario when this happens?
Well, worst case scenario is 4B, stage 4B means that, if you have a tumor that is chemosensitive, we could still buy you some time, all right? Like for a 4B disease, maybe 19%, about 20% of them may survive for 5 years.
All right. Okay, good. So is there anything that we can do when it comes to prevention? Are there lifestyle that people can, adopt, or things that people can do to prevent it?
Well, let's look at it from the perspective of the risk factors.
Okay.
Now, the question is, what are the risk factors for ovarian cancer? All right, because I believe if you know the risk factors, then you know what to do. All right, so first and foremost is the fact that some people have familial tendency. That's what we call BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene. There are other genes too that could be transmitted from the parent or from family to the individual.
Okay.
All right? But it's important to also state that the bulk of ovarian cancer actually, about 5%, let me say, are genetically transmitted.
Genetically transmitted. So
Yes.
there's almost nothing you can do in that case.
Yes. All right. And then for those ones, once you are aware,
Right.
I mean, a very good example is Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Angelina Jolie's mother died of ovarian cancer. And then when they tested, they discovered that the mother had BRCA gene 1 mutation.
Okay.
And what she did was she tested herself, discovered that she was also carrying that gene, or she's also carrying that gene, she's still alive. So she removed her 2 breasts. Right? So when you say Angelina Jolie, she's carrying prosthesis. All right? Then she had her babies and removed her 2 ovaries.
Oh, wow.
All right? So that's a preventive. Wow. Yes, that's a preventive method. Yes.
Wonderful.
All right? Then for those who don't have the gene, all right, say if you are exposed to talc, like, you know, if you know, I don't know if you know about Johnson & Johnson case in the US now, where some people are coming up saying that because they use talc for them, I mean, when you have children, a baby girl,
some kind of powder and
baby
all
girl
of that.
powder, you apply powder to the
Wonderful.
genital and stuff like that.
That happens.
Yes, it could happen.
Doctor, thank you so much. I feel we can't continue on this. There's so much to talk about this. I'm also overwhelmed, but then thank you very much. I wish we can continue on this. Yeah. Thank you. It was great having you. All right, let's head over to the kitchen to see what we have today.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have Chef Shebio Timor in the kitchen today, and she will be preparing something really fantastic. It's a PPP combination today. What did you call it again? You said
potato pottage platter.
Okay, so we are making potato pottage platter for breakfast this morning. Let's talk about the ingredients.
Yes, we are our
potato
already boiling.
Great.
Our plantain,
okay.
Our fish,
okay.
Our vegetable, ugu precise.
Okay, it has to be ugu.
Yes,
okay.
This is crayfish. This is our palm oil to garnish it, our meat, and our onions.
Wow, okay. So we look forward to putting this platter together.
Yes.
What's the first thing we need to do after boiling the plantain?
After boiling the potato.
The potatoes.
I'm trying to dice the plantain.
So this is supposed to be fried?
Yes, I'm going to fry it now.
Okay. Run me through the process. So when the potato is cooked, what's the next thing that happens?
We put our oil, our vegetables,
okay,
our crayfish,
okay,
then our onions.
Okay,
yes.
So palm oil goes in?
Yes.
While it's boiling?
While it's boiling, after.
Oh, so it's not a case of maybe you're doing some kind of pepper mix. Well, there's no pepper anyway. So the palm oil goes in, yes, then the vegetable.
Exactly.
Then the crayfish.
Then the crayfish.
Okay, after which what goes in? The fish?
The fish. The fish is supposed to be for the sauce. I'm going to make a sauce.
Oh, you're still going to make a sauce by the side?
A sauce for it, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Looks really interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then. Did you season this?
Yes, I did. With salt.
Okay. With salt?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So,
the
oil is very hot.
Exactly. Trying to fry the plantain.
Okay.
Please get me a plate.
This doesn't look like a complicated meal to make. It looks like something that will be ready in a short while.
Exactly, but it's very good in protein. The protein is very good, and the potato is very rich in fiber.
Fiber, yes, which is very necessary, especially for those who are trying to keep fit.
Exactly.
Sweet potatoes are a
and
great
it's also
option.
an antitoxin for the body. It gives you more of meat in your body when you are taking a lot of this. It's very good.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it doesn't have any disadvantage.
But then, of course, as they say, too much of everything is bad.
Yes, you don't have to overfood yourself.
Yes.
While you are eating this, but
so everything
still
in
very
moderation.
good. Yes, it's still very good when you can take it. It doesn't have any time for you to take it. You can take it in the morning.
Okay. Now I know you said it's potato pottage platter. However, we're making use of sweet potato. Is it possible to substitute it with some other kind of potatoes?
Yes.
Or it has to be sweet potatoes?
No, you can make use of yam and Irish potato.
Okay.
It just depends on how you want your food.
So it becomes yam pottage platter.
Exactly.
Or Irish potato,
pottage platter.
That's a mouthful, though.
Just how you want your pottage to look like.
Okay, okay.
How you can take it. But this is very good. Doesn't have to be. You don't have to put sugar. It's sweet already.
Okay. Yes. So the plantain is just to put it by the side
by the
to
side,
enhance
just
the
to
taste
make it more interesting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I can't wait for the food to be ready. I'm feeling famished already, and it's just 8 o'clock. Almost 8 o'clock anyway.
8 o'clock.
Okay. So we look forward to the end of this meal completion. At some point, you probably catch us as we put in other condiments, as we speak, into the pottage. The sweet potato has to boil for a while. And I know that will probably take another 5-10 minutes, I believe.
Yes.
Because it doesn't even take long to boil. That's another advantage of sweet potato. It boils pretty quickly.
But because it's porridge,
you're going to let it be very soft so you can
because
mash
some people
it.
don't want to see yam solid in their food. They want it more smooth.
Very smooth.
So that's why it's going to cook for a very long time. So it's not really going to be long, but at least.
Okay, okay. All right then. We'll go on with our cooking here. You probably catch more of it later. In the meantime, however, it's time for DIY, and I know Titi is on standby for us.
Yes, I am. And of course, Adenike Iwashoko, CEO of Le Chic Salon in Ikeja, is right here. She's going to be showing us a couple of ways to style your dreads, or should we call them faux locks?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have faux locks, you have twists, you have dreads. That's all the rage right now.
Yes, it is. It's very easy to style because before we start right now, I would want to just touch our edges a little because it makes a lot of difference if your edges are really really done properly.
Okay.
So
let me get that for you.
Thank you. So we just get like your gel, your basic gel.
Yeah.
Or, you know, edge control or whatever you have or whatever you have access to. And then you just apply it to the front of your hair.
Okay, so this gel or edge control, it doesn't damage the hair
No,
in
it
any
doesn't.
way, right?
It doesn't. As long as when you're done, it doesn't stay too long on your hair.
Okay.
So like just have to make sure that when you're taking a shower in the morning, you just rinse
those.
Yes, rinse it off so that a combination of gel and gel and gel, it just makes it very gloopy and then dust will enter it and it starts looking really dirty.
Okay.
So you just make sure you rinse it off before you apply a new one to it. So
from the looks of things, of course, you need a toothbrush to have this kind of effect.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, you do.
And once you've sorted out the edges, they should stay for what? How many hours?
It depends on the brand of gel you're using or edge control you're using. So just get a very good one that you know works for your hair.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so our first hairstyle, this is very easy. I love this one because it just gets the hair away from your face and you really don't need to do a lot for it.
All right.
So you just get like one hair here.
At the back, let's turn her around a little.
Not really at the back, at the side,
at
like
the side.
just behind your ear or like that. You go to the other side too and get the same one at the side. And make sure your hair is all the way to the back, like so.
Okay.
And just roughly, not too tight. It's very important you don't make it so tight.
Let's turn her around a little.
Yes. So you just tie it, not so tight, and then you just tuck the rest of the hair in.
All right.
Like so.
Okay.
And there you have it. This is the first
style.
style.
Okay, all right. That's the first way.
Yes.
So this way, I guess the dreads are not flying everywhere.
No, they're not flying everywhere. If you're just really like in a hurry and just need to do something that looks really chic and nice as well, you just take two ends of the hair and then tie it. So this is the first hairstyle.
Okay.
Now, let's go to the second one. This is my favorite as well. Okay. So we take two from each part.
Okay.
Just take it down like that.
Okay.
And we're just going to do a classic bun.
All right.
We get her. You need your rubber band.
Of course.
So you can use it
to pack it up.
To pack it
so you're
up.
packing it all the way up.
We're packing it all the way up.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to make sure as well that it's not so tight because it can pull off your hair if it's really, really tight. So make sure it is secure but not too tight as well.
Okay.
So
obviously this is something that people even with braids can do.
Yes,
all right.
with braids can do. And it really doesn't even matter if your braid isn't so long, because I'll show you a way to do it that it won't. Now, if your braid isn't so long, you could just leave it like that down. But we have long braids, so we're just going to do a basic round
Okay,
bun.
so let's face her this way a little now, so you can move to this side and show us.
So we just wrap the hair round, like so.
All right.
Just wrap it round. And these two hairs we have in front just gives it a little bit of character. Let's see.
That's your second hairstyle?
Yes, it's the second one.
All right.
So
for people with dreads, they need to know how to do this really quickly. And these are really quick,
very
1 minute hairstyles that you can just put together.
Okay.
So what's our third style?
Now, this one is, okay, we just section the hair into 2 parts.
Okay, so halfway down the middle?
Halfway down the middle.
Yeah.
And we just like, try to roughly braid.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect. You can braid it
down the side?
Down the side.
So you're basically weaving together all the braids?
Weaving it together. Now, you can either leave like so, and just
so
like
I have to turn you again, so that people can see what you're doing.
Now,
Let's turn a little bit more.
Now we just braided it halfway.
Okay.
And we take like these cocoa bands, these small rubber bands. I don't know if you can see them. So we just like secure it in place here.
Is that band gonna stay? I knew that band wasn't gonna stay.
If your hair is really, really, you know,
thick,
so you
they don't make the rubber bands the way they used to.
Yes, we don't. Okay, let's do. Take it all the way down.
Okay, you want to take it all the way down now?
Yes.
Okay, all right then. So if you have the strong enough rubber bands, it will work. But what were you trying to achieve? You wanted to lock it here?
Yes, you just lock it there, and the second one as well, we'll just lock it there.
Okay.
As well, so let's just take it all the way down. So you can see. This is
I'm not sure I'll be able to do this on my own though. This
if
braiding
you can't,
part. Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you what you need to do for the other side.
I wish we had enough time though. We don't have enough time. Like for instance, I would have helped you do this side.
Yeah, you just wrap it. If you cannot, do you get?
If you can't weave
if you cannot weave it, just wrap it around. You get the same effect.
All right.
The same look.
Well,
by just wrapping it.
Thank you so much, Nike. You've given us, what, four different hairstyles we can try with our faux locks, braids, or whatever we have on our head at this point. It's one of those things that's in vogue right now, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two. We have to take a quick break, but Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
Welcome again to the kitchen. And yes, we still have Chef Shebi Otimo doing a thing right here, preparing for us potato pottage platter. That's what we're having for breakfast, courtesy this lovely chef here. Okay, so our plantain is well on its way. We're frying it. The potatoes are boiled though. They're soft enough, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me help you with the potato while you quickly run us through what's left of the pottage.
Yes.
Okay? So what's going to happen now?
We are putting our red oil.
Okay. Yeah, you described that earlier.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah, has already kind of like thickened it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I already added my onions to it.
Okay.
So I'm putting the red oil.
Okay.
My crayfish.
Can I have that?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. The crayfish. Okay.
Yes, my crayfish.
Okay. So for those who don't like crayfish, this is not a meal for them. Or can you ditch the crayfish? Like, do you have to put in the crayfish?
No, it's optional.
Okay.
But crayfish is good. It's a kind of replacing our seasoning.
Okay.
So it makes the food more sweet and this.
Okay, so it enhances the taste of the meal.
Exactly. So I don't think. Well, anyway.
I observed you're not making use of seasoning cubes. Is that deliberate?
Yes, it's deliberate because we are eating healthy food, and
Okay.
this is healthy chops from Super Tongue.
Okay.
Healthy chops. So we have to promote our natural food.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to let this cook.
So.
Okay.
It's cooked already. I'm going to use this to mash it together.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm matching it.
Okay. Oh, this looks really good. Very attractive, in fact. So when so you have to put the vegetable in before you start matching.
Exactly. So to
I
blend
thought most
together.
people mash their potatoes before putting in vegetables.
You can do it
Either way, it doesn't matter.
But just to make it go around the whole of the.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll finish up with the cooking. I'm sure the beef is going into the sauce. You know, we already explained everything that will happen while we continue to fry our potato, of course. It's time for entertainment news, though. And I know something interesting is about to happen regarding that.
Yep, it is. Entertainment news. My guest today is an actor, a model, OAP. He does many things. I think he even sings. Do you sing?
Not yet.
Not yet. James Jibuma is in the house. You've probably seen this face on a number of ads, the very, very big ones, making all the money. He's here to share some of the money with me today. How are you doing, James?
I'm very good, bro.
You've been on the acting scene for quite a very long while, and modeling. How long have you been modeling? Can you remember when you started?
About 9-10 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
And how is it now financially viable? Because looking back, I know you've been there for a while.
Yeah.
How would you describe the evolution of the modeling industry?
Modeling industry. Okay, I think right now the competition is very, very high, you know, for brands. So they keep constantly, you know, releasing new products, new commercials online, you know, and on TV. Okay. You know, so I think the competition now is very, very high. So there's a lot of demand, especially for models. For models, okay. You know, so you know, it's better than it used to be.
And the money's coming where?
Well.
How about acting? I know that that's somewhere that you've gone into now. How has it been as an actor?
Yes, as an actor, you know, they tend to regard the people who are high up there, like very popular faces, you know, in Nollywood. So, you know, we keep constantly working to attain that height.
That height,
you
right?
know.
So that's when he does something to trend. Now, talking about acting, Nollywood, and those that are high up there, Genevieve, she's high up there. She's about the highest.
She's like Mama.
You can hardly get higher than Genevieve, ever, right? Genevieve is in the news, and this is with links. Of course, rumors have it online that she posted something of herself and links, of course.
The
and
video.
It seems like, you know, some comments, even Tiwa Savage commented on the post. It seems like there might be something happening here. If it's something, what do you feel about it? What do you think? Could it be something, or they're just preparing us?
No. I don't think so. I think this is real because we don't know. Yes. I think it's real. We don't know Genevieve for, you know, joking around with, you know, stuff like that. And I think Lynx is a great guy. You know, he used to be in the commercial sector, the secular world, but now he's a gospel musician. So I think he's a great guy who should be ready to, you know, settle down.
Genevieve might be a perfect person, but that's very cool. I've not seen her so much in movies. She doesn't do so many movies like that this time, right? She has gotten that class there.
She's behind the scene, I guess. She's into directing now,
exactly,
you know, producing now. So
if you see her in anything, you know it's going to be very, very
top
big.
Notch.
I mean, considering that Netflix, of course, bought her movie Lionheart and all of that. Well, we're looking forward to big things from Genevieve going forward.
Certainly.
Well, he said it's possible. If it's true, then hey, we're happy for her. We're happy for her. And then still on our big superstars, we're moving on to Wizkid, who teased a new single, Ghetto Love. Now, Starboy, he has been teasing new music for a while. He first announced a song titled Joro in July, but then he didn't drop it. Well, this time he teased a few seconds of a video, Ghetto Love. Now, this was on Sunday when he teased that particular video. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Do you think that he is... it's a video, so that means that there's something quite definite this time and all of that. Nigerian music has gone quite very, very far. Music is, I feel like, is our #1 export outside the
exactly,
world there.
because for me personally, you know, growing up, we used to, you know, Beyonce, the likes of Beyonce's and the Jay-Z's and all of that, we used to adore them. you know, we didn't believe that Nigerian musicians would even go close, you know, talk less of, you know, working with them in a collaboration. And, you know, it's happening now. We have a whole lot of them collaborating with the international acts and stuff.
So it's a big deal whenever they want to release music and all of that.
It is. And with what Wizkid did with Beyonce,
exactly,
I think whatever it's going to do now is going to, you know, surpass that height.
I like that.
I believe so. It's going to be a bomb.
I like that. We're looking forward to that one. You said something not yet. Do you have any musical tendencies?
Well.
Yeah.
I believe as an artist, you should be able to try different things. You know, maybe sometime in the future, I might just want to delve into music. No, we saw the likes of Ramsey Noah, you know, and Desmond Elliott.
They didn't try. Let's never go to Desmond Elliott.
I'll make a change.
I saw Desmond Elliott. That was some time back.
Yes.
On this Plawara, you see, mama.
It was funny. It was funny.
So, James, don't go for my leg. You're going to do music.
No, I go ready.
You go ready, right?
Yeah.
Don't go there, they dance. All right, okay. But then, talking about music, Blackface. Why does want to let this go? He drops a song titled African Queen. It seems that Blackface still hasn't gotten over his long beef with group member Two-Face as he dropped his own version of the popular song African Queen. He explained that he had to put out the acclaimed original version in a post. Let's listen to what he had to say.
The girl of my dream, you take me where I never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. You are my...
You don't even start safe. Like, so you just came on me and James were like, oh, really? Titi and Yomi are like, oh. Maybe we'll talk about it in our third battle. Like, this is, oh, like, oh, Benny, like, what's up with this dude, man?
I don't understand. Over the years, he's been, you know, dragging that very track with Two-Face, and I don't, come on.
Like, I cringe, man. Like, really, bruv? I don't even know what to say to you, but really, okay, you say you wrote the song, right? And all of that, he put out the song, he sang it, international acclaim, whatever royalties come from the song come to him, and then you decide, like, God, after 10, 15 years after, to drop, and it's not even like it's the same thing.
Or is it that he was trying to spark up a competition between both?
What kind of competition?
I don't know.
Like, I don't even know where to start to yab you from now, because it's yabbing that feature. I don't know where to start to yab you from. Like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's unnecessary, honestly. It's...
Like, I'm embarrassed for him, man. So even if you were the one that put out this song and you felt like it was your own, for the fact that it has come out, like, let it go, man.
Yeah.
I feel like, so artists have, I know artists that would have in their collection of songs, 50 songs.
Exactly.
Okay, drop another one now.
Drop something else, you know.
Like African. James, thank you very much for coming. I know that when you definitely decide to go into music, you are not going to fall my leg.
No, I won't.
You will do me proud. You're not going to do that. You're not going to drop one song and say,
I won't
my
be
guy,
like
drop
that
it.
face,
Thank you very much, James. It was great having you.
Thank you very
much. Always. All right, that's all on the second lap of the show. The third lap resumes quite soon after this break. Don't go nowhere.
Well, 2 hours gone by already. Third hour is about to start.
Yes,
it's been a great show so far.
We had entertainment news just now, and you know,
shocking revelations.
Yes. Thank you, Mike, for that. And
we're going to talk about it.
Jibuma.
We're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but you know.
Honestly, interesting conversations already started in the studio.
I'm a bit upset because a song I wrote 10 years ago.
What?
I'm going to have to just go back to the studio and sing it, even though somebody else.
Yeah, so you're going to have to do that.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm going to be bringing it to the studio and sing it, even though somebody else.
Yeah, so you're going to have to do that.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm going to be bringing it.
Don't worry, we'll back you up. We'll play it on Max.
Yeah. Okay. We'll play. Yeah, exactly.
We have quite a lot happening on today's show. We have had music, we've had tech, we've had food, and there's still more to come.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, entertainment is a job that we take very seriously on this show. And stick around. Next 45 minutes is going to be nice, certified fresh. I like that.
Okay, so top of the morning, y'all. My name is Titilayo Onyiso.
And I am Yomi Okwe. You can watch us live, but of course, on our website at tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook as well.
At TVC Connect, please reach out to us with those comments. We love them. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC is the hashtag.
Yeah, download our mobile app on Android and iOS. Right now, just go to the Play Store or the App Store, any App Store, type TVC Connect, it will come up, just download.
We still have parenting coming up. Mom blogger and media consultant Jane Ogoye will be here joining us to talk about how parents can collaborate with teachers for a successful term. Yes, indeed.
Really, really important.
It's
Back
a
to
real
school season.
partnership.
Yeah. And right after that, we're going to be bringing you some music from music minister and xylophonist Ronke Aluko.
And we have actor and model James Jibunwa going to be here on the show as well.
Yeah. We don't have that much time to talk, but
I'm glad about that.
the issue with the African Queen song, it's in bad taste. That's my own personal opinion. It's in bad taste, and I don't think that he should have done that.
I really think there is this issue of self-respect, and also self-respect.
As in your head, is that what I'm saying?
And also honoring classics. So it's become a classic. That original song has become a classic.
Yeah.
You don't desecrate a classic, and that's what I feel here.
When you say desecrate, what do you
saying,
mean?
so it's one thing to do a cover of the original song and put it out there, and then everybody does covers.
This is my cover of the song,
Yes, this is my cover. You know, this is my version, or the jazzy version, or the
So what is this
Jamaican
one?
version, or whatever. But there were some words that were different in it, and it's being put out there as,
When you
As
do a
an
song,
original song.
You don't necessarily have to use all
It's
the
not
lyrics.
it's not a cover. It's not a
was
cover.
this a cover, or was
Is
it
this
a
a
release?
cover?
This is version. People do versions of songs every day,
Okay,
all
no,
over the world.
Let's listen to the song.
All
now.
over
Let's
the
hear the
world.
beat.
Okay, should we?
Let's hear
should
it a
we,
bit. Let's hear it a bit.
That is the African beauty.
I beg.
It's nobody's saying it's not nice.
No, but you guys are making it look like, oh, it's crappy because he covered it or because it's a
Nobody
blackface.
here said it was crappy.
Nobody said the song was crappy.
bad.
You talked about self-respect.
I said
you talked
yes.
about. Oh,
you don't
come on.
release something like
No, I
officially release something
disagree.
Like that.
Do you know how many people have done covers of different songs, different legends we have
so
now?
For instance, now it's not going to go onto any charts. Is it going to be recognized?
If it is, if it isn't, it doesn't matter. The most important thing here to be noted is the fact that it is a cover. Stephanie, whether or not people buy into it, it's their choice.
If he called it a cover, then
Okay,
it's
it is not a cover, it is his own version. People do versions of their songs.
He didn't call it
the cover.
He doesn't even need to call it a cover.
Do the career.
Go and make, go and make your own.
Just forget it.
I beg. All right, you're welcome again. It's time to talk parenting. It's a new school term, indeed a new school year, which means children will be going to new classes and be meeting new teachers they are stuck with, of course, for a whole year. And yes, I'm using that word stuck deliberately. Parenting this morning, we'll be discussing how to partner your child's teacher for success. And with me is Jane Ogoye. She is a media consultant by day and a mommy blogger by night. She's also the founder of Fab Mom NG, which is an all-inclusive online community support for moms. And it's such a pleasure to have you here, Jane.
Thank you very much.
Today?
I'm very well. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so Jane, let's just go straight to it. You want to create a relationship with your child's teacher, whether or not you're a stay-at-home mom, because of course your child's teacher spends the productive hours with your child. So how do you create that relationship?
I like to call or describe teachers as parent support system. And this is a new term, so we need to start things on a clean and very good note. So it's a new term. Obviously, a lot of children are in new classes. So I expect that this first week, the first 2 weeks, depending on your schedule, find time to visit your child's school, find out the child's teacher, find out her phone number. Some teachers are actually proactive, like my children's teacher. She actually sent her phone number yesterday, and I was so excited. So find out her name, find out her phone number, find out, depending on the age of your child, if your child is under the potty training stage, find out the time, and if the school actually potty trains, if they do, find out their schedule, what time they eat, so that you can begin to walk around that. So that's like the basics. Then as
basics, know more about your child's activities.
Teacher and the teacher as well.
Good.
Then as the week progresses, you don't want to bombard her with, what are the topics in maths? Or what are the, no, you just take it easy. Then if your child has you have some concerns about your child, perhaps behavioral, medical, or any other thing, you should feel free to tell your child's teacher. Some children cannot stand crowds. Some children are shy. So you need to prepare your child's teacher ahead of time so that if she feels that your child is becoming perhaps so withdrawn, or I don't want to use the word timid, then she can know how to bring out the best in your child.
However, for that, we have some children that have two different characters,
exactly.
I dare say. When they're at home, oh my gosh, outgoing, like extremely outgoing. But the moment they're out, like maybe at school, they are of their best behavior. Imagine a child winning best behaved in class. When you know that child at home, let's just say that if you leave that child by himself or herself for like a minute, it's all over. Like you will find your living room in your kitchen.
I don't know how teachers do it. I don't know the secret they have, but these children fear their teachers. Like, sometimes when I even visit my children in class, I see them so composed. I'm like, eh?
So you can be this.
So you can be this. I don't know what they do, but I just feel that discipline.
I think it has to do with threats and then the
exactly, and the cane.
You see that fat kid on the table.
But with mommy, you can get away with almost any other thing. Yeah. So I think that's just what happens.
Okay, so back to the teacher relationship. What else do we need to do?
Okay, so as the term progresses, obviously from the previous term, you should have found out your child's problem areas. So you need to also talk to your child's teacher. Oh, my child used to have a challenge with maths, or my child has problem reading. Then let's not also forget that no child is dumb, no child is dull. What we have is just that children learn at different paces, and every child has different learning styles. Sure. So you need to also find out what works for your child and sort of help the teacher. It makes her job easier.
True.
So you tell the child's teacher, my child has issues with maths, has issues with English, or my child does not like reading, she likes singing, or she doesn't like singing, she likes drawing. So that will sort of help your child's teacher know how to relate and get the best out of your child. What else do we do? Yeah, another thing we need to do is to also communicate.
Communicate?
Yes,
with your
child's teacher. We have this communication book, which a lot of children come back with. So it's a great way to write your feedback. The teacher writes it, oh, today we had a great time. Dupe learned how to sing. She read her ABC seamlessly. So you, the mom, should actually read it. I know times we live in very busy times, and so I won't really expect that. Realistically, it may not be possible to do that every day, but at least aim for like three times a week. Look at it. Sometimes you may miss important information, but if you've already struck that relationship with your child's teacher, she can always call you.
But I didn't get feedback from you regarding this.
So read the communication book. Write your thoughts on it. It's a two-way communication. What else?
Okay.
Yeah, I also love to talk about the school bus driver.
When you were saying teachers, I was hoping we could go to that axis. Because people take for granted the fact that you need to create a relationship with not just the school bus driver, but also with the assistant, the person who helps your children get off and get on. It's important. I'm so glad you touched on that. Tell me more.
Okay, so you need to find out the name of that is if you use the drop off and pick up.
Yeah.
So find out the name of the bus driver, get his phone number. The assistant teacher, like you said, who accompanies the bus, find out her name, get her phone number. Then also depending on your child's age, if you have a toddler or a baby, find out the name of the nannies, you know, who help out with cleaning your baby, who help out with potty. Find out the... Some parents actually sign up for school feeding, school lunch.
Okay.
You can also go a step further to find out who cooks, find out the timetable. So these are just little extra things we need to do to make the work seamless for us and obviously for the teachers.
Now, of course, many of us are aware of the fact that so many of these teachers are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And there's also the issue of their income as well. Not like all of us have great income.
That's true.
But of course, there's also the issue of their income. In creating this relationship with teachers, are you also supposed to help augment whatever it is they receive at the end of the month?
You have to be careful. Like, don't start where you can't finish. You know the way some of these people are. I don't want to say teachers are, but a lot of people are entitled. They feel they're entitled. So once you start it, you have to be prepared to finish it. I'm not saying you shouldn't gift airtime, you shouldn't gift her money, but you have to be very clever about it. You shouldn't be the first thing you put forward. Maybe at the end of the term, you know, because a lot of people, once they find out you are very giving, or I don't want to use the word desperate, they may want to take advantage of that. So you shouldn't, the first thing, you shouldn't be coming at somebody who has to give.
You should come like you are more interested in your child's welfare.
Yes. So even if you must give, find sneaky ways to do that. You know, we could just randomly credit her call cards. And at the end of the term, you know, if you are really happy and impressed, you can gift her. If your child comes back and says, oh, our teacher brought cake because it was her child's birthday,
you could send a gift for the child.
You know, that's a very smart way to go about it. But don't start with gifts, because you must be prepared to continue.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about creating a relationship with your school teacher. We've talked about with the bus driver and, of course, with the assistant.
Yeah.
Is it also necessary to create a relationship even with the school's owner?
Oh, yes. Because that's the first person you meet when you want to enroll your child. Yes, but a deeper relationship with the teacher. When you are not pleased with the teacher, then you can talk to the school owner. But I always love that you study them, you know, because if you have a very great relationship with your child's teacher, she can even tell you a lot of things, you know, that the the principal may not tell you.
Sure.
So have a great relationship with each of them, but be very careful. You don't go bad-mouthing the teacher
your child's teacher.
at the
course,
same time.
That would be
at your own peril.
Yeah, at your own peril, because it will be taken out on your child.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
I've had a fantastic conversation with you. Thank you so much. All right. I know for sure that Titi has Roke Aluko with her for a performance right now. So we'll take a look at that. Well, I do. What do I have? What do I have? Oh, okay. I didn't have anybody.
Ìyá mi máa ṣoore, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bàbá mi máa ṣoore, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bọ́mọdé bá hùwà burúkú, wọ́n ní ẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́. Bọ́mọdé bá hùwà rere, wọ́n ní bàbá rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́. Ìyá mi fọ̀nà tó dá hàn mí láyé. Bàbá mi fi ìwé tó dá hàn mí láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Èyí ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láàyè.
So welcome back. Every once in a while, we'll meet interesting people on the show, and we want to find out how their mind works. You know how that is.
We try to pick their brains.
Yeah.
Ekene Onu is the dynamic, soulful visionary and founder of Refresh Leadership Circle and Retreats for Women. Now, that's a vibrant social networking entity for high-octane and executive women.
Yeah, now she's a former pharmacist, and she is an internationally recognized leadership and executive strategist, diversity and inclusion consultant. Wow.
Yes, indeed. Passionate about helping women elevate and improve their performance through knowledge. She's also the author. She's the author of 2 amazing books, one of which I've read. I haven't seen the other one yet. When you call your book The Mrs. Club, that just tells you a lot. But it's a pleasure having you in the studio.
Thank you.
We just took a little out of your profile. We couldn't even talk about everything. So we need to know how this journey started.
Yeah. So like you said, I'm a pharmacist. I was trained as a pharmacist in the US and worked actually as a pharmacist for 17 years.
Wow.
But, you know, here's the thing, right? I did what my parents wanted me to do. Good Igbo girl, right? Check the boxes and followed the right path. But the thing for me was it was a good path, but it wasn't my perfect path. Okay. And it wasn't allowing me to do the work that I feel like I was born to do. I wasn't passionate about it. And in fact, I was good, but I was in a mediocre space. And that's the thing about being forced to follow a practical path. You can get doomed to mediocrity. But for me now, having the courage to say, okay, I'm going to let go of this and pursue this other path where my passions lie. And so at first, you know, I was just deeply unhappy working as a pharmacist, even though I checked the boxes. I was making the money, 6 figures, had the job, I had the house, I had the life that I was supposed to have, but it wasn't hitting the spot.
But you did it for 17 years.
I did it for 17 years because I kind of got stuck.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of women, right? And this is why this work is so passionate for me. Because if you look at the studies, they show most women, and actually men too, but I work with women, right, are deeply dissatisfied despite doing what they're supposed to do. And often they're chasing happiness and looking for happiness. But what we should be looking for is meaning.
Right.
So I didn't have meaning in my life. So even though I had all the things that should be making me happy, I needed meaning. And so I did it for 17 years because I got stuck. All of us, we get attached to the salary. We get attached to the comfort zone.
Exactly.
And you're fearful of leaving it. And so for me, there's a saying that I love. It's by Anne Nin. And it said, the day came that the pain of remaining in the bud was more than the pain that it took to blossom.
Wow.
So the pain for me became so overwhelming that I had a knee-jerk reaction, which I don't recommend, right? And I quit. And just kind of jumped.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Because you might not survive it. I did, and I built my boat in the water because I didn't know what I was going to do. I just kind of said, I can't do this anymore. I have to find a different way to live, right? And so I jumped in and I started taking care of myself. I started taking care of my physical self, which is part of it. Because a lot of times women get stuck because they're exhausted. They don't have any more energy, because it takes energy to change your life.
Yeah.
Men, and I'm sure you can relate as well as a man, right?
Yeah.
And we're just exhausted with the day-to-day. So I needed time to actually start over, take care of myself, and I started to have time to think and become aware of myself and become aware of what actually excites me, what I really bring to the table, discovered, quote unquote, my zone of genius, started to operate in it, started to learn about writing, like I could write, I could speak. And then I went back to school. So I didn't just start.
So you essentially had to reinvent.
I totally reinvented
yourself,
yes.
Like your whole life, just re-engineer everything.
Absolutely.
And you know, one of the questions I've always wanted to ask, because now it explains what you do with women, because this is essentially
my journey.
Your journey that you're also helping women through as well, and hoping that they don't wait 17 years in order to make that move.
Yes.
But your story is remarkable, but not unique in the sense that a lot of people, like you said, are going through this process of not being fulfilled, not being happy. So, what do you do with women when they come in contact with you or with your foundation?
Yeah. So there's three parts of my framework, right? So the first is discovery. So one of the challenges is that a lot of us don't actually know ourselves. It sounds kind of like, what do you mean? I look at myself every day in the mirror. But self-discovery, that process of who am I, what do I bring to the table, what are my true pain points? A big question that I have asked, and you find women struggling to answer, is what do you desire? What do you really want? And that is a big question that a lot of us don't even allow ourselves to even think about, because we have so many people's desires placed upon us. You know, and in fact, sometimes when I come back and I share, I've been on the radio before, I think, and I remember a man called in and said, women like you are the problem, right? Because how dare you suggest that a woman should actualize her desires? But I genuinely believe that God has placed desires inside of us that are linked to our purpose and how we should show up. And if we're all working together in concert with our desires, it actually helps us move forward. There's a difference, though, between desires of what I call, quote unquote, the flesh, which is, to use a little Christianese, right? And then, you know, yes. And I'm not talking about those kind of, like just like, you know, consumerism and what, those are very surface desires. But when you really get down to the heart, like, what do I want to see changed in the world? What really matters to me? When we start connecting to those truths, then you can really start discovering, okay, why am I here? So that's purpose and meaning. Then the second piece that I talk about is designing your life, a life that actually works. And a lot of that is around availability. So a lot of us have lives that are difficult to kind of function in. A lot of us have actively created lives that we cannot really live. So if your life is to the minute, every moment is scheduled, you have to do this, and at the end of the day, right, what you just collapse in front of the television, or you have a bottle of wine or whatever, it's not actually working. And we don't really realize it because we have all these escape tools.
So it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable, yeah. So creating an authentic design that actually energizes you versus drains you. Because we're not meant to be drained. We have come to think about that as life, right? You know, we just live for the weekend, and then you party all weekend,
and then you get back to work.
And then you get back to work.
And then your profile says that you're a go-getter.
Yes. And then
we're
trying to self-motivate.
And upwardly mobile.
Yes, a doer.
Okay.
Right?
So that was the second one. What was the
second
one?
And so the third one is inspired action.
Wow.
So sometimes you get these, so for example, like motivational speakers have been under fire recently. Because what happens is the rah-rah that you get there, it dissipates.
Wow.
And so it's not consistent. So for me, we create a system that is inspired action over time. So you can consistently show up. And that's where you see change.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. I wish we could continue this conversation.
I know.
In fact, I need your number. I'm rethinking my life. Wake up, Nigeria. Are you really for me?
So how do we find you on social media? Instagram?
So on social media, Instagram, at Refresh with Ekene.
Okay.
At Refresh with Ekene, yes.
So,
beautiful.
Thank you.
Let's refresh ourselves in the kitchen, shall we?
Indeed.
Please, let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go. But seriously, there's so much to talk about. I
Yes.
want to hold your hand right now.
Oh, so I get to join.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Have a taste of
Thank you.
something special today.
I'm fine. Good
Hi,
morning.
how's it going?
Hi, I'm fine.
You're welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for that wonderful performance, Runke. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, so today's chef is
You're going to teach me how to... Okay.
Shebi Otimor of Super Tongue Concepts. And she made this fantastic breakfast for us. It's a PPP thing. So I'm going to let her tell you what it is and how she arrived at it.
Potato porridge platter.
Potato porridge platter.
Pottage platter.
Pottage, okay.
Pottage platter. We have our plantain, our porridge, our sauce, then our vegetable, precisely ugu, to garnish it, then our sauce.
Okay,
And,
bring it
and
along.
with this drink,
So the drink is what?
kunuzaki.
Kunuzaki?
Yes, we serve this
Kunuzaki.
at event.
You made it yourself?
I made it myself.
Beautiful.
From scratch.
Yes.
Okay, so let's
We serve
do
this
it
at
this way.
events. Anywhere you want it.
Please have a taste.
Oh, okay.
Tell us
The
what you
inaugural
Start
taste.
from anywhere, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
but it looks and smells amazing.
Yes.
All right. And I didn't have breakfast, as if I knew. All right. So
Please
this is
go ahead and
Not
try.
taking anything this morning.
Fantastic. So it's a good thing we are the ones
We
breaking
trust
your fast.
our chef.
Yeah.
Shebi Otimor always has something amazing.
That's good.
Okay.
A
And it's supposed to be
potato.
healthy.
Please.
Sweet potato.
Is it possible for
Very
you
nice.
to pack some?
I know. Do we have a party pack?
Pack something like this.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well done, chef. Well done.
Is
If
it
you
all for
missed
us?
the process, you probably catch it online in about an hour. They'll put the clip or so online,
Yeah.
so you can check the process out. It's amazing. It smells great too. How's the drink? How's the drink? Anybody?
I've never tried. This is kuno.
What do you think?
Kuno zaki, or what did you call it?
What are the ingredients that
It's
go into it?
millet, ginger, garlic, and...
Sorry, please. Is it the Jero millet or
Yes,
the
yeah,
Mewa
the green
millet?
one. The Jero.
I tried.
You have really tried.
You are-
I need to learn some of these
I need
things.
to.
Yeah.
It's actually good. I know the ginger gives it a kick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
And with that, we have to say a big shout out to our friends at Holy NG for these amazing kitchen accessories.
Yes,
Thank you,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
big thank you to all our friends for joining us on the show today. And of course, our special guests.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.